Good afternoon, happy Saturday everyone. This is ESO Housing Tour with LunaWorld316. I'm just going to run through some of my own housing builds in game and hope you enjoy. So I am really new to this whole streaming thing, so bear with me, and you know, we'll get it together at some point.
Fewer people staring at me than I anticipated. What a strange time you live in.
Let's see. I'm gonna go first to a home that I did. It was actually a contest home. It was one of the free homes in game, Haven of the Five Companions. The build that I did was, the contest rather, was for taverns, clubs, etc. So I did a club, and it's Club Luna. So we're going to go over there now and see what you think. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put it in first person. So here's the entrance, and see us all kind of clubbed out here, pretty and bright. So I'm going to walk over this way and show you what I did out here. This is, of course, valet parking. We have our valet here. And this dude wants to go into the club. This is kind of having some kind of conversation with the valet. Of course, I could not do this guy's vehicle without this hood ornament.
If you find another crystalline entity, you'll bring it back here, right? Could use some decent conversation. Not that you don't get me wrong, our conversations are just, you know, just really great.
And then here is the other car. So it takes, I'm in no way an expert at home building for sure. It's definitely been trial and error, and I'm still learning a lot of things. But, you know, before we wrap up, I'll show you one that I'm starting. It's definitely a work in progress. Again, just you kind of learn as you go when you're kind of getting into the housing part of ESO, which is actually one of my favorite things. It's very cathartic, especially when you've had a hard day at work. You want to come home and just chill and build some houses. Okay, so here's the entrance to the club. I love really beautiful ambient lighting, which is what I tried to capture here. So you walk into the main area of the club. Of course, you have your entertainers up here. And over here, you can get artisanal cocktails. And you see the little contraption, for lack of a better word. And this is how you get the magical drinks, I guess. And here we have our fine pole dancer. You know, I did the best I could on the pathing. No matter what I did, it still kind of glitches out a little bit, but you know, you get the picture. We have our nice little decorated tables here. Got all the beautiful constellations and the lights. Okay, I'll go over here. Looks like someone's been in here. I can always tell when someone's been in the home because they they typically don't shut the doors back. This, I just kind of made a little area for the staff, you know, when they close up for the night, they can come in here and chill, have drinks of their own, whatever. I'm going to close that back. I'm going to go over here. Got our restroom, soap bottles, or soap dispensers rather, by your sinks. And of course, you can't have a bathroom without toilets, right? That's enough of that. And I'll show you where the performers prepare for the show. You have the dressing room, they have their own little spaces, just random. Of course I had to put this up here so I can perform some too. Because you know it goes with the music, right? And you have your little cafe. Ember in here getting some snacks. Got the grill going. Bakery. And that's about it. It's not a very large place. Well, it is. It's bigger than this. I closed a portion of this property off to keep myself from building out too much and running out of furnishing slots. So here you can get mead, ale, and she's got some tips on the counter. And that's really about it. And oh yeah, to deck out the ceiling some there. But anyway, that is a tour of Club Luna. And that's about it. See, I kind of walled this off just to kind of keep it contained. Because unfortunately, there are not as many building or furnishing slots as all of us who are into the housing part of ESO would like. Okay, so next we'll go to my first build ever, and that would be the Grand Sijic Villa. So here, I know a lot of people have done a lot of different things with this home. Excuse me, it's phenomenal what people have done. There's sometimes some builds when you come in, the build is completely out this way. And I thought about doing that, and I might come back later if I feel like ripping all of this up and doing something completely different, and I might do something like that. But in any case, I've got over here my workstations, or crafting stations I should say, and here we have an homage to Kunzari. And over here I have my other crafting stations and all that. But the appealing thing is just the big garden look. Everything is kind of grown over, you know, more natural, you know, nature taking over. And I didn't really do too much with these areas up here. I just put a few things there. Here you have kind of a place of peaceful contemplation. Kind of come in here. chill, you know, if this were the real world and all. And I'm going to save my favorite place for last. So before we go over there, I'm just going to kind of run through the house, the interior of Grand Sijig Villa. Kind of get a view of what's going on out here from this perspective. And then we'll go in. And I don't really have, someone's been in here too because the door's open there. I don't really have a specific theme typically. I just kind of go with the flow of the decorating. You know, again, you have like some overgrowth. You know, you have your Spriggan over here. This is her domain, or their domain. We have another Spriggan up here. And the beautiful statue of Debella here. All of my doors are open. People have definitely been chilling over here, turning my things off. It is what it is. I made this little, this is the master suite, or the only suite in the house, I should say. You know, not anything crazy going on, just, you know, a little bathtub. Quiet, soak in the tub, sit by the fire, enjoy a glass of mead. But I'd love to just kind of go outside of the, you know, boundaries of what people think you should do with housing. You know, trees belong inside too, as far as what I'm concerned. Close that. Got that view there. I think it's really pretty. And if you are familiar with this house, as most players are, then you will realize that I walled all of that off. There's a room and stairway behind both sides, the walls on both sides there. Again, trying to be mindful of the furnishing slot limit. So now we're going to venture over to my favorite area of this home. Of course, I have a little tree house. Come out here and chill. Just have some quiet time. Lie back on the chase and read a book. Because I have plenty of books here. I love books. Or you can chill out in the hammock. Or if you want some real fun, you can come up here, dive, have a soak in the hot tub, chill over here, enjoy the hookah, have a drink, take an ice bath. Well, that's a little too much. Sorry. Or you can float around in the water. Anyway, this was the very first build that I did, and I realized when I started working on this home that I really enjoy the housing aspect of ESO. So now I think I have in total like 32 or 33 homes. I'm sure other people have more. I think for me right now that's enough. Let's see where we're gonna go next. Oh, here's we'll go here to Antiquarian's Alpine Gallery. This was another contest home, and the theme of the contest was like trailer parks. So I built my Mystic trailer park. And I placed in this kind. I placed second with Club Luna in that contest. This contest I placed first. So see, as you come in, which is why I call it Mystic, the Mystic trailer park. You know, it's all kind of woodsy and glowy. Of course, I have my crafting stations up there, and this is the the first mobile home here. You see, I put the little trailer hitch. You have your wheels. You know, for those who are on the go, like living a nomadic life, why not, right? Of course, it's a very small space, you know, like living in a tiny home in Tamriel. Bedroom area. Very quaint. Or you can come out here, chill on the deck, just enjoy the scenery. And then you have just, you know, a couple of little caravan here, or caravan wagons, whatever. You know what I mean? Nice little cozy bed in there. You know, obviously, Gilladil is always on the go, looking for the treasure. You have Syriane, loving the wine. She is well stocked. And then we're going to go up here. We have another mobile home up here. Maybe I should do this in third person. You see the little wheels to the mobile home there. Come in here and it's all nice and cozy. A table here where you can sit, have your dinner. Because dinner's on the stove. Cookbooks. Sink. You have your sleep area up here. Big screen TV. Come out front. Get a glimpse of everything going on down there. Well, not everything, but yeah, kind of a bird's eye view. I'm going to go out of this door and I will show you my favorite feature of this home. Kind of have to jump through here. And I'm going to have some fun and just go down the slide. I tell you, sometimes I'm like a big kid with this kind of stuff, you know. Obviously, I'm way older than a kid, but I enjoy it. You just have, you know, random, like, yeah, because I wanted to do that. You come up here, nice little chill spot. Here and see Birodar. He's one of my favorites.
Biro hoped one of these dusty tomes would provide us with the location of a lost ancient treasure, but no such luck. How is this one expected to recover relics without more information? For posterity, of course.
Of course. Then across the bridge, you have Ember's little spot up here. And of course we can't leave Sharps out. He's chilling over here. You know he loves to fish. So he's all set up. Got his catch of the day there. His little tent. And then of course we have Mike. Mike has been a favorite since I played Oblivion. And that's about it on this one. So, hope you enjoyed that. Tamriel Trailer Park. Okay, let's see where we want to go next. Okay, this is a more recent build. Bismuth steam baths, which I turned into a day spa, yoga, retreat kind of place. And this one was hard to kind of, I knew I wanted this home, you know, of course, so I bought it. It was kind of hard to know what to do. You know, it is always difficult at first when you kind of start the process. Sometimes it takes just, you know, putting something down and kind of going from there. Of course, I always try to make a special little spot for my crafting areas. You see there's a few pieces missing. I recently got the Grand Master crafting stations there in another one of my homes. It's going to be our guild home for our guild, the Wandering Bowl. So I had some attunable crafting stations that I had attuned to a certain set, so I took those and put those into the Grandmaster crafting station as I continue to kind of build those up. But anyway, I digress. That's my crafting area. Then we go over here. I want to do this first before we go up the steps. Like, one thing that was interesting is this, I guess, kind of giant fossil here. It seemed too spacious and kind of cool to leave alone. You know, I wanted to do something with it, so I kind of turned it into kind of a shrine of sorts. You can just come in here and meditate. It is a day spa and yoga retreat, so you know, fits right in. And so then we'll go up here. We have Meridia, and I love this. You have your little cat, your Jaka, that you get from Zarethar, or you complete an achievement after you have leveled up with Zarethar, and then you are it unlocks your ability to purchase this furnishing. So I did that, obviously. And someone has been here because I have open doors. These are our little changing rooms. I'll back up and give you a better view of that. Go over here to the pool area, and this is just a fun little area. Now in the pool, like, I don't like to leave anything plain. I try not to anyway. Of course, again, being limited by the furnishing slot limit, sometimes it can be a bit frustrating when you're trying to deck everything out the way you want to. So obviously what I did here is, you know, the stained glass windows, the large ones that you can get. So you have like the stained glass of Akataj, Nabila, etc. That's what I did there. Of course, it's not complete without a little bar area where you can get some healthy snacks, fresh fruit, vegetables, cheese, wine. And of course, it's not complete without cinnamon rolls, right? And bread. And this music box here, it's so quirky. That's an antiquity. You have to farm the leads to get all the leads that you that are required to make this music box. But it's quirky and funny. I like it. It's cute. I love these little wicker benches. Just kick back, have a drink, go for a swim. Of course, no pool is complete without a diving board, right? And fireworks. Probably lagging a little bit here. That's not cool. So you get like a really good view from here. Excuse me. Of course, you see, you know, I would have the greenhouse there. I'm not totally happy with, you know, part of that being kind of sunken into the concrete up there, but I had to do it that way, otherwise it would have been too far out of the door and would not have worked. So sometimes you just have to deal with things like that when you're building. It is what it is. I mean, it's not like real life. So and of course you have your little check-in area here. You can come here for some yoga or steam bath, or just enjoy some time by the pool. Check in here with Biradar. And these right here, I just want to say something about the void crystal anomalies. Every single time I go to Cold Harbor and, you know, harvest 2 or 3 nodes, I get a lead. I can't tell you how many of those I've gotten. They are very abundant. For me anyway. So you might catch a glimpse of those here and there and everywhere, because I don't know what else to do with them. Here's the entryway into our peaceful. I love this with the crystals. Of course, you have your little seating area. Over here we have an open door where someone's toured in here. Scribing altar and just kind of storage room, and some void crystal anomalies. And then over here you have the office plus a little sleep area in case I decide to chill here for the night, because I've been here all day. Don't want to catch a boat back to the mainland. Whatever, right? And then I kind of closed that off up there again. Build limit. So I just kind of decorated that up there. I didn't want to leave it plain. And over here you have nice steam bath area and massage tables with your masseurs on standby. Azandar and Zarathar. They're just waiting to give you a really good massage after you get out of your steam bath, whatever. People are probably like, what kind of fantasy land are you living in? It just is what it is. I enjoy doing this shit. So there's the bathroom area. And so when I first started building, you know, like a lot of people, because I see it in a lot of other people's builds where, you know, you have a bathroom, of course you have to have a toilet. And so we've all gotten quite creative at building, you know, toilets in Tamriel. Maybe that should be a housing tour that I'll do, toilets of Tamriel. tell me what you think about that. I think that would be funny. But all that to say that they finally, in a furnishing pack that you can get in the Crown store periodically, includes the chamber pot throne, and of course you can actually sit down on this. So I thought that was funny and just kind of put that there. I didn't have to build my own in this one. And then down here, oh man, they left the door open. I'm going to shut the door and show you what that looks like first. So this is the entrance to the magical yoga studio. With Ember on standby, she is our illustrious yoga instructor. And as you can see in here, it's very meditative and very peaceful in here, which is what it should be. And of course, this particular retreat and yoga studio is for mages, arcanists, you know, those of the magically inclined group. And of course, you have your mirror glass harp here. I love this furnishing. It's very ethereal. But then you have your yoga mats, your roll pillows. You know, you're all set to go for some magic yoga up in here. And that is about it for this home. Let's see where we want to go next. See if there's any more of these. Okay, let's go to Hunding's Palatial Hall. Now this is the first house I purchased in game, not the first house I decorated. It was a storage house for the longest time. I just put a bunch of furnishings, but now we have the vault we can use for furnishing storage, which is really awesome. It's helped me kind of clear up some of the, because I have several houses. I still have furnishings stored in several of the homes that I have in game, but that, you know, helped clear out a good bit of the furnishings. More specifically, actually not this house, because that didn't come out until after I decorated this house. I decorated this for a contest, and the theme for the contest was, it was a garden theme. So I have named this home Midnight Gardens, and with the furnishings that we have, we can control the time of day and weather and such. So I keep at night here, of course, Midnight Gardens. So you have here your little kind of cafe area, but it is, you know, your cafe, garden, beehives, and just, you know, general flora here. And of course you can sit here and Keldora will serve you drinks and snacks. And have my little scuttle bloom. Those are quite a challenge to get, by the way. If you don't know where to get the scuttle bloom, you go over to oh my god, I hate when I do that, my mind draws a blank. Over to Merkmeyer, and you have to go into sneak mode to hunt these little dudes down, and ultimately you will get the lead to dig up a scuttle bloom. So this is just the little cafe area. I have some fish on the grill and beautiful night sky. And we'll go around here. And again, no particular theme except for, you know, gardens of many different varieties here. Just You know, of course, that was a stable area. I had to do something with it. I wasn't just going to leave it and not, you know, kind of make it blend into the theme. Same with this. I just thought that would be a cool thing to do. We have another little garden area here. It's kind of a magical garden. Of course, I put my Throne of Cyrodiil. I haven't been in Cyrodiil a lot lately. I used to PvP all the time. That was primarily what I did in game, was PvP, and went through the grueling process with the help of my wonderful guild mates of the Dominion to get Imp. So that was an adventure for sure. So that's the only way you unlock that Throne of Cyrodiil furnishing is if you have achieved the title of Emperor in Cyrodiil, which is quite an achievement if you haven't done it. It's a, you know, sleepless, arduous journey. So here's another part. I thought it would be cool. I love the Necrom ceiling, the domed Necrom ceiling, and I thought, you know, that would make a really cool pool area. So that's what I did with this here. We have your little tables with mushroom umbrellas. Again, going with the whole garden theme. I'm gonna take a dip in the pool. And it was really kind of difficult to align the Carnival window stained glass to get that effect, which is perfect. I know, it's the little things. Or you can come up here to the observation deck or the sun deck or whatever you want. The sun deck is midnight garden, so you're not really chilling in the sun because it's perpetually midnight. But you can kick back, relax, jump in the pool. You have your little pool house area, which was perfect. With these furnishings I can make the Dawnwood hut. I have the recipe for that furnishing. And that's it for that. And we'll go down here and we have like a little entertainment area. You can sit out on the beach and watch Alchemy and Anglador do their thing. You have a seat and a little chair here and just watch the show. Or you can come up here and chill with the hookah. And that's about it for this house. We'll bring it back around to the front and then we'll travel to the next home. I love the entryway. And that's a big thing, you know, you want to have like kind of a grand entrance, if you will. Okay, which house shall we go to next? Oh, let's go to Shadow Queen's Labyrinth. Oh, I see my heart in the stream chat. Serious Moondog, shout out to you, love you. So this is my entrance to Shadow Queen's Labyrinth. This is not the normal entrance. You come in here and all this is open, but I decided to make it like a little cave area because, you know, it has to be eccentric. always, for me. And it takes you right down to the portal, to the Shadow Queen's Terrace, which brings you into underwater. You have like your treasure, your fishies swimming around, all the bubbles, and this Infinite Archive Index replica. I love that thing, and you see that too in a lot of other people's builds. You know, used in very, very many different ways. Really cool. Then up here, of course, is my crafting area. I have all my crafting stations up here. Just have kind of a cool view from up here. I love this home. You can come over here and chill in the water for a little bit. I'm a Pisces, I'm all about water. You have your little reading nook out there with your hookah. Or you can come over here by this beautiful amethyst geode. And read a black book. And if you're familiar with those from Skyrim, that takes you into the world of Hermaeus Mora. You come over here. I just love like all of the new furnishings and stuff. Well, not all of these are new at this point, but over time they have really upped the game in the furnishing area. Lots of cool things. I'll come back to that. We're going to go inside the house first. I'm sorry if I'm just like kind of my camera's all over the place. But this is a good view of the outside of the home that is decorated with giant crystals. And you have your portal here. Of course, if you know about this home, you know I've closed off a very large portion of this one as well. So now we'll go inside. And over here we have like kind of a magical terrarium of sorts. When I do builds, it's kind of a goal of mine to have like a very ethereal feel to it, you know. I can't really just stick to, you know, like normal, whatever that is, you know, mundane type builds. It has to be different. So here's the kitchen area. And if you notice, you know, I've melded quite a few different furnishings together to get that effect. Melded might not be the right word, but anyway, you get the picture. You can sit here in front of the fire that also is the cooking fire. Nice little witch's brew. I'm pretty set in here, and that's supposed to be a refrigerator. I have more elaborate refrigerators than some of my other homes. And this is my computer with my monitors. Another little seating area. Kick back, and then I'll go up to my private space up here. And now also I have walled this off, but there's actually another level. There's a third level to this home, but I walled it off again. Limited furnishing slots, such a bummer. But this is where I make my potions and brews and all of that stuff. And of course I want to go over here and kick back on the couch, watch a little TV, because you know there are TVs in Tamriel, right? And here's the large bathroom area again. So here's I didn't really put too much into this toilet, but it's just the seat of the snow prince and then the assembly general trophy from one of the dungeons. But it works. And then of course this is the little bedroom that I created here. Okay, why did it shut? No, I can't. There we go. Books. But that is my area up here. I say my area like I really live in these places. If only. So now we'll go back outside and go to the other side of the exterior. Emily, I see Emily in chat. Hi Emily, I love you. Now this is where I write my spells, enchant my equipment, etc. It's a nice little quiet space out here. Again, the whole ethereal thing going on. I mean, this house calls for it though. I mean, look at that. How could it not be? And we'll go around this way to the back. And show you a nice little secret spot here. Well, it's not so secret because you can see it, but anyway, another area of homage to Kunzari.
Come close, one, and Zar will tell you the lost tale of Kunzari and the Scuba.
This I probably need to fix. I made it a little difficult to get up here, but anyway. So I did this because if you notice, if you are familiar with this home and you notice like the little ghosts that are kind of scattered out throughout the property, you notice this little ghost on the ledge at the roof of the house. I just thought it would be cool to make a little, you know, kind of spot up here to go chill with the ghost, except for when you get close to the ghost, they dissipate, they go away. It's sad, really. I wanted to sit down and have a conversation, but oh well. But that is that. And then we'll go back down. Just jump back out here. I love this thing. And I worked hard for it too. You have to complete an achievement in the Infinite Archive, which I ran. I've done Infinite Archive with Serious Moondog actually, but otherwise I just typically would run it with, I'll tell you, a good companion to run it with is Zarethvar, because he, at least the way I have my Zarethvar skilled up and equipped, he's quite the tank. And so at the last boss of the arc, he is very instrumental in that he holds the aggro most of the time on that boss. So then I get to just typically stand back and wail on the boss while he holds the aggro, and it doesn't take his health down at all, really. So that works out really well for me. I don't know about you. I mean, I have decent DPS. I could be better. I've been gaming for a long time, but I'm not an expert, and I could really use some work on my DPS, but you know, I'm not squishy either. But anyway, that's it for this house. Let's see where we're gonna go next. Not that one, is not finished. We can go here to Mystic Manse. This is the first from scratch build I did, so like you will see when we get over there that you know, there's some things that I could have done differently, but again, it was the first ever attempt at building structure from scratch. So here we go. okay, so you kind of see what I've done here. And again, you know, with that whole kind of ethereal feel to it. And several of my homes have popped up on the recommended list. This is the most recent one that showed up on the recommended list, which I'm very appreciative to whomever did that. So now we will go in. Definitely someone's been here because my doors are open. I will mention that all the time because it, you know, we all have our little pet peeves, right? Like one of mine is leaving my doors open. Like it's fine. It's not like I can't close the door. Just like that. So okay, so this is the interior of my little tiny castle, aka Mystic Manse. And my awesome, I love kitchen areas. I love to put a lot into the kitchen areas when I build homes. Again, a lot of trial and error. That's my refrigerator here in this home. Have your little cooktop, which I have used the, well, I can't get it to, it's a dwarven light furnishing. But anyway, it works well as a stovetop. You have your sink, utensils, and all of that goodness. Everything's out, ready to eat. You have your table ready over here, and we're gonna go out here. I made like this. Of course, it had to fit the theme, right? So why not spiky fence? Come out here and chill and enjoy the scenery of Cold Harbor. And then here, of course, we have lots of books. Have our living room area with our big screen TV mounted up above the fireplace. Couch, Chase, my little kitty cat's chilling. And I know, like, it looks a little janky up here on the ceiling, and that's why, like you see, I've put the moonlit ivy up there. You know, in all honesty, some of that is to hide some imperfections that were kind of driving me crazy a little bit. Here's my little study under the stairs and storage area. And of course, you have just a nice little viewing area here, for lack of a better way to put it. You come over here and Biradar will hook you up with some snacks while you're playing pool at the pool table. Of course, we're in Cold Harbor, so we have to have glowy drinks over here. It all has to be magical. So I used apples for the balls and fishing poles for the cue sticks. And up here, see, the doors are a little crazy. It's off, but you know, I can live with it. There's another toilet. I'm telling you, toilets of Tamriel. That's my next tour. I'm gonna seek out the most elaborate toilets, bathrooms with elaborate toilets in homes. If you have any suggestions, please hit me up in the comments. You know, if you know anyone that has gone all out in the bathroom and made just this wild toilet setup, let me know. Of course, there's one of the bedrooms. This is what I was talking about earlier, the furnishing vault. This thing is awesome. I still have lots of room left there because one thing I like, of course, is that, you know, naturally the furnishing stacks. If you have a bunch of one thing, it stacks and only takes up one slot. Then here's another bedroom. This is, so a little backstory here, Serious Moondog, like typically in each of my homes, and I didn't point this out until now, I try to make a little space for him. So this is his bedroom over here in this house. So shout out to Sirius. I'm showing off your little bedroom space here in Mystic Mats. So now we're going to go out here. I'm going to shut my door back. We're going to head up to the hot tub. Of course, how could you not use Vivek's divination pool for a hot tub? I mean, come on, that was the first thing I thought of when that first came out. And then you have the rooftop chill spot up here. This is probably my favorite place in the whole build. Just, you know, again, couldn't leave it unused. There's no sense in wasted space in a home if you haven't used all of your furnishing slots. And that is it for the tour of this home. You know, just kind of step out here on the edge, and I would say take a panoramic view, but it's not so panoramic with all the things in the way. But anyway, we're going to travel on to the next home. Let's see where we're going to go next. Let's go to Fog Break Lighthouse, which is my seaside getaway. Now over here, Sirius Moondog has quite the little setup, and I'll point it out when we get over there. Okay, so here we are. Now this home, I think I'm going to do some work on. Like, there are certain parts of it that I'm not like overly satisfied with. Like the entry point here, I could do so much more with this. So I've got to reconfigure some things and do some work here. But for now, this is what we have, you know. You have your crew who has the spot out here. I did have tents up over here, but I pulled them and used them for something else in one of my other homes. Can't quite remember. So I think, yeah, we're gonna go over this way first. Of course, that right there, that windmill is crazy expensive when it appears in the luxury vendor. If you're not familiar with the luxury vendor, it's in Cold Harbor in Hollow City. Every weekend, starting Friday, I think at 8 o'clock, you can go to the luxury vendor. But that, I think it's, you know, if you're like me, like I try to hold on to my in-game gold, but some people are rolling around here with millions and millions, and I could if I put more time into making furnishings and selling them in the guild traders and selling materials, you know, mats, stacks of mats in the guild traders, but I just haven't really taken the time to do that yet. I've done some of it, but you know, so right now I'm rocking just under $1 million. And my point in all of that is, I think if I'm remembering correctly, that furnishing is like 100K or 150K or more at the luxury vendor. But this is a nice little garden area. You see, like, you can just kind of chill here, take in the fresh air. You have your shrine here. Of course, the Druid King's Ivy Throne and Kunzari. I always feel like if I'm gonna put Kunzari out, I'm gonna make it a thing and not just, you know, drop the furnishing somewhere. I'm gonna do a whole kind of a shrine to Kunzari. Now, Sirius Moondog, this is his little home out here. This is another, of course, from scratch build of sorts anyway. I use the Alanor greenhouse as a base, but this is a good, another, like a front view of that. And I kind of went with, you know, continued with the glass theme using windows as the exterior, or the walls, if you will. And this music box, Blessings of Stone, this is an antiquity. You have to get all the leads for that to combine them and make that music box. You know, with a little bar area here. And of course, bedroom area upstairs that I put up here. You have all the view here. Oh, there goes a ship. You come down here and you have your bath, and then your bath with toilet. I mean, you can't have a bathroom without a toilet. Come on. Then you come out here, shut the door. You can chill in front of the fire, or you can take a dip in the nice pool here. Of course, very ethereal with the, what is that called? Oh, it's not going to pick it up. Anyway, the celestial thing going on there. Or you can come up here to the observation deck and just watch ships go by. You should run into Ember at some point. And then we have another little chill spot there. So then we're gonna come around this way. This is a huge, huge property, by the way. I say property, you know what I mean. This is kind of hard. There's Ember making her rounds at the docks. Viradar out here handling business for all the shipments, and we've got Jabanluk. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Let's see. Jabanluk. He's, you know, he's the muscle. We don't deal with pirates around here stealing our stuff. I'm gonna go out here real quick. I look like running into walls because I'm not paying attention. And out here, I have another observation deck. You can come watch the, oh my god, ornogs. Watch them play in the water. But don't get in there with them, they'll eat you. So there's that. I'm going to go back there. There we go. Okay. On with the tour. Sorry. So then we have just, we can kind of look down and see what's going on. Obviously. And we'll proceed on this way and go into the actual home that's here, or the tower, sorry, the light tower. And of course, Sothasil is one of my favorite characters in the Elder Scrolls. I love Sothasil, so I have a lot of, I have another home, the Panther Fang. I think I have a really, really elaborate tribute to Sothasil there. I don't know if we'll tour that one today because I have taken down some of the furnishings on the interior because I'm redoing that place. But anyway, this is inside the lighthouse. We have our blacksmithing station over here, so as you can see, this is part of the first part of what I've set up as the crafting areas. So we'll go upstairs and see the remaining crafting areas. So here I have, of course, the outfit station, which is necessary, clothing station, woodworking station. Of course, I did everything in the clockwork, dwarven style. And then you have your enchanting station and your alchemy stations up here. Of course, my jewelry crafting. Unfortunately, they don't have that in a dwarven or clockwork style, so that's it for that. And then we'll go back downstairs. And then we'll go into the other area here, the Undercroft. Of course, I've set this up as like a little bedroom. We've got sharps patrolling the area here. And this is just a little chill spot here. As you can see, I'm very big on chill spots. I like relaxing. That, and then in here, bathroom, changing area, makeup table, whatever. You got your shower, bathtub, and toilet. And then we're back out here. So again, I'm probably going to be doing some work on this home. I'm going to reconfigure, rearrange. I might even completely redo it. I don't know, but I will leave Sirius Moondog's cool little spot. I will leave that intact. So I'm quite happy with that. So let's see where we're going to go next. Let's see. We can go. Let's go to Gladesong Arboretum. I'm going to do some more work on Gladesong as well, but one of my favorite features here, and this was before they came out with the mining tracks furnishings. Like you can buy like mine carts and tracks and stuff now, or you can make them. But before they had those available, I used the Argonian or Merkmeyer ladders to make a roller coaster. So we'll take a ride on the roller coaster. That's probably the best feature here right now. I won't spend a lot of time. Of course, I will show you my crafting area because again, I like to do like little special crafting areas. This here, and then we'll go right on up to the roller coaster. I know it's a little crazy looking or whatever, but you know, I did. Now, hopefully I won't fall. It's a little unsteady. That makes it a little weird. And also, like, I'm fairly new to, like, I just got my PC gaming set up. I up until recently played exclusively on console, and so the perspective here on the PC is a little different than it is on my console when I'm like taking a trip on this roller coaster. So I'm going to try to get through it without running right off of it. But in first person, like, it's almost like you're, you know, if you can stay on it without falling off of it, it's kind of like you are on the roller coaster, or you know, like the perspective you get when you're on a roller coaster, except for I'm going really slow. We didn't do it. Look, I fell. Shit. Right at the end. Okay, now I'm gonna go to one more. Well, I mean, I'll show you the whole house, but like, this is a favorite place of mine in here. I made kind of like a little secret garden area because I love little gardens, as if you didn't already notice. You know, just a little spot back here, get away from merchants and customers, other people riding the roller coaster, whatever. Of course, this is just a little chill area here. Kitchen. It's not really an elaborate kitchen in here. I didn't put too much into that. Got my man in the booth. Come down. Oh, I have another little area down here. Like this. This is very nice. It would be cool to have something like this in real life. And then we'll go up to the other area. And then, so I didn't really, I just, you know, kind of put some things out here. That's an antiquity. Of course, got the sulfur pool as a hot tub out here. I don't know why it's getting all like glitchy. Okay, I'm not gonna go into the like little like rooms. There's not really anything spectacular going on there right now anyway. So we will move on from here and go to the next. I think as for touring, that's all. What I'm going to close it off with is, this is absolutely not a finished build at all, but I'm going to kind of show you. This is going to be our guild home for the Wandering Bowl. And so it's definitely, I just started this build, but I kind of want to show you what I'm thinking and what my thought process is with the house that I'm going to build. It is a from scratch. It's going to be a from scratch build. But I've been inspired. I've always been a fan. If you have ever heard of Frank Lloyd Wright, renowned architect, one home in particular rather is Falling Waters. So I've kind of taken some inspiration from that and am going to build a home in honor of the Falling Waters home that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Of course, as you can see, I have barely started on this, and I'm taking some artistic license because you have to work with what you have. Obviously, I'm not going to get it to look exactly, you know, identical to the actual Falling Waters home. But this is the start of it. I've got some things to fix here. I got a little frustrated and just kind of, because here is the boundary, like you can't go any further than this. So when you put furnishings, you can put furnishings beyond the boundary in a home, but when you move them, you can't highlight like you can like these other pieces out here. You have to go in and retrieve and every time you sit it down, if it's not perfect, then you have to go in and retrieve it again. Anyway, it's kind of a pain, but I'll get back to it when I'm over here. I'm probably going to do most of the build work on this on my console, because with the console I'd have a 75-inch TV, so it's just easier for me to see and be more I'm not looking for the word specific, to be more kind of focused, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, on placing furnishings. When you're trying to build a structure, it can be quite tedious. So over here we have the Grand Master crafting stations that I have just purchased. I had saved up my RIT vouchers and acquired more RIT vouchers by doing some master crafting RITs that we had in the guild bank of the Wandering Bowl. And so anyway, I purchased these, and I've put a few of the attuned stations into them. You know, over time I will have every set out there. I will have them completed, and they're not gonna stay like that either. I'm gonna, you know, build a really special crafting area for that, but for now, while it's just a work in progress, everything's just kind of sitting here. You know, this layout will ultimately be very different, but you kind of get an idea as to what, you know, if you haven't gotten into the home building, and if you're interested, you know, this is kind of what it is to start out. You have to start somewhere and just kind of go with it, and practice makes perfect. And so with that, I'm going to close this stream, and for those of you who have joined, I really appreciate it. I would appreciate any follows if you feel inclined to do so, and I will be posting many more. I will be streaming, doing many more streams, I should say, of housing, because it is a big part of what I do in ESO, in addition to, you know, running dungeons and trials, which, you know, I really want to get into some trials. I haven't done those in a while, but I'm missing out on that. You know, maybe even doing some streaming on the PvP side of things at some point. You know, I kind of have just kind of taken a long sabbatical from that. But I'll be on here doing many things. If you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see, please by all means let me know. And until next time, have a beautiful weekend, and peace.